wiping out Alaya's self-evidence to reveal one reality, Ananda's discrimination. Ananda said, "World-honored one, the king of the law has preached the nature of casual enlightenment, Bodhi, which is always present in the 10 directions, and which is beyond birth and death. Does this differ from the concept of primordial profundity, according to the doctrine of Kapila, and that of a true ego, pervading everywhere, according to heterodox ascetics who cover their heads with ashes and dust?" The Buddha, while on Lanka Mountain, once said to Mahamati, "Heretics always speak of natural existence, but I preach causes and conditions, which are beyond the stage they have reached. Now, as I look into this nature of enlightenment, it is self-existent, above birth and death, and beyond all falsehood and inversion. There seems to be neither your causes and conditions, nor their natural existence. Will you please teach us so that we shall not fall into heresies, but win the bright nature of wonderful, enlightened, true mind?" Wiping out Ananda's discrimination. Rooting out the self as such, the Buddha said, "I have expediently revealed the truth to you, yet you do not awaken to it, but mistake it for being the self as such. Ananda, if it is the self as such, it should show clearly that its substance is the self. Now, look into this wondrous seeing and see what is itself. Do you mean that light, darkness, clarity, or obstruction is itself? Ananda, if light is itself, you should not see darkness, and if the void, you should not see obstruction. If darkness is itself, the nature of your seeing should cease to exist when there is light. If so, why do you still see light?" Ananda said, "If so, the nature of this wondrous seeing is not the self as such. I now guess that it is created by cause and condition, but I am still not clear about it. I pray the Tathagata to teach me how this accords with the nature of cause and condition." Eliminating cause and condition, the Buddha said, "You now speak of cause and condition. Let me ask you this. When you see things, the nature of seeing manifests. Does this seeing exist because of light, darkness, clarity, or obstruction? Ananda? If it exists because of light, you should not see darkness, and if because of darkness, you should not see light, it is the same with clarity and obstruction. Again, is this seeing in a bright, dark, clear, or obstructed condition? Ananda? If it is clear, you should not see any obstruction, and if it is obstructed, you should not see that it is clear. It is the same with light and darkness, revealing the essential Bodhi. Therefore, you should know that the essential Bodhi is wondrous and bright, being neither cause nor condition, neither self as such nor not self as such, neither unreality nor not unreality, and neither reality nor not reality, for it is beyond all forms and is identical with all things, Dharma. How can you now think of it and use the frivolous terminology of the world to express it? This is like trying to catch or touch the void with your hand. You will only tire yourself, for how can you catch the void?" Brushing away wrong assumptions, Ananda asked, "World-honored one, if the nature of wonderful enlightenment has neither cause nor condition, why has the Buddha always told the bhikkhus about the nature of seeing which exists because of the 4 conditions of voidness, light, mind, and I? What does all this mean?" The Buddha replied, "I spoke of worldly cause and condition which has nothing to do with supreme reality. Eliminating the essence of perception to reveal inceptive enlightenment, wiping out Ananda's discrimination. Ananda, I now ask you this. When a worldly man says that he can see things, what does he mean by seeing and not seeing?" Ananda replied, "When a worldly man sees forms by the light of the sun, moon, and lamps, this is called seeing, but in the absence of such light, he cannot see anything." The Buddha asked, "Ananda, if it is called not seeing when there is no light, he should not see darkness. If he does this, is because there is no light. How then can there be no seeing? Ananda, in the dark, if this is called not seeing solely because he does not see the light, then when there is light, if he does not see darkness, this is again called not seeing. Thus, there will be no seeing in both cases. But in these 2 states, which replace each other, the nature of your seeing does not cease for an instant. Therefore, there is actual seeing in both states. So how can there be no seeing?" Revealing the inceptive Bodhi. Therefore, Ananda, you should know that when you see the light, your seeing is not clear. When you see the darkness, your seeing is not obscure. When you see the void, it is not empty. And when you see obstruction, it is not obstructed. After you have understood these four states, you should also know that when your absolute seeing perceives the essence of seeing, the former is not the latter, which still differs from it. How can your false seeing reach that absolute seeing? How can you speak of cause and condition, of the self existing as such, and of the so-called union? You are all ignorant and narrow-minded hearers, Sravaka, and cannot understand pure and clean reality. I now teach you the truth, into which you should look carefully. So do not allow indolence and reminiscence to obstruct your path to profound bodhi. Revealing the unreality of the two dhyans to expose the non-existence of karma, things. Ananda said to the Buddha, world-honored one, although the Buddha has taught us about cause and condition, the state of the self as such, of mingling and union, and of non-mingling and non-union, our minds are still not open to the teaching. As we listen to his further instruction on seeing that is not seeing, we became more deluded and perplexed. Please be compassionate enough to open our wisdom eye to enlighten us. After saying this, he shed bitter tears, prostrated himself at the Buddha's feet, and waited for the holy teaching. The Buddha took pity on Ananda and the assembly and was about to teach the profound practice of the samadhis of the great Dharani when he said to Ananda, though you have tried to memorize my dharma, you have only broadened your hearing or knowledge and are still not very clear about deep insight into samatha. Now listen with attention to what I now tell you fully for the benefit of you and those who are still in the stream of transmigration, so that you can all win the Bodhi fruit. Ananda, all living beings are subject to transmigration through various worlds because of two inverted, discriminative, and wrong views, which, wherever they occur, cause people to be caught in the turning wheel of samsara. What causes these two wrong views? They are due to their individual and collective karmas. Individual karma. What is the individual karma that causes wrong views? Ananda, it is like a man who, because his eyes are inflamed, sees at night a 5-colored circle round the light of a lamp. Is this circle the color of the flame or that of his seeing? If it is the color of the flame, why does only the man with bad eyes see it while others do not? If it is the color of his seeing, since his seeing is already that color, what do you call that circle? Moreover, Ananda, if this circle is independent of the lamp, the man should see it when looking at nearby curtains, tables, and mats. If it is independent of the seeing, it should not be seen by the eyes, but why does the man with bad eyes see it? Therefore, you should know that this color is revealed by the lamp light and becomes a circle when perceived by defective seeing. Both the circle, form, and the seeing, perception, are due to bad eyes, but that which recognizes this disease is not sick. Thus, you should not discriminate and say that it is either the lamp or the seeing. With further idea of it being neither the lamp nor the seeing, it is like a second moon, which is neither the real moon nor its shadow. Why? Because the sight of this second moon is an illusory creation. So wise people should not say that this illusion is or is not form, or that it exists apart from seeing or not seeing. In the same way, how can you prove that an illusion caused by bad eyes is due to lamp or due to your seeing? Still less can you establish that it is due to neither the lamp nor your seeing. Collective karma. What is the collective karma that causes wrong views? Ananda, this universe, Jambudvipa, comprises, beside the Great Sea, 3,000 continents, with the largest at the center, containing altogether from east to west 2,300 countries and other small continents, each consisting of 1, 2, 30, 40, 50, 200, or 300 countries. Ananda, in a small continent there may be only 2 countries, one of which is inhabited by people who, as a result of their evil karma, may witness all sorts of evil states, while the inhabitants of the other country neither see nor even hear of them. Ananda, let us compare these two karmic conditions, dealing first with wrong views caused by individual karma, which are similar to those by collective karma. Ananda, all living beings whose individual karma causes them to see wrongly are like the man who becomes his eyes are inflamed, sees round the light of a lamp, a circle which seems to be out there in front of him, but in fact exists because his sight is disturbed. This circle is not created by form. However, the faculty of seeing through which he is aware of his trouble is free from it. Similarly, if you now look at mountains, rivers, and country with its inhabitants, they are all created by a disturbance in your seeing since the time without beginning. Though the seeing and its casual externals seem to be phenomena in front of you, they originally arise from your subjective awareness of that brightness of reality which leads to a wrong perception of objective casual falsities. Thus, awareness and perception cause wrong seeing, but the bright true mind of basic Bodhi, which sees clearly these casual states, is free from all ills. That which realizes this awareness as faulty does not fall into delusion. That is what I mean by true. Seeing that is not discriminative, and about which you ask about elucidation. How can there be comprehended by your discriminative seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing? Therefore, your actual seeing of yourself, of me, and of living beings of the 10 types of birth is a disturbance of your seeing, and certainly not that which is aware of your wrong seeing. For the basic nature of the true essence of perception is beyond all ills, hence it is not called seeing. Ananda, let us now compare wrong seeing caused by collective karma with that by individual karma. The illusion of a circle round the light of a lamp seen by a man because his eyes are bad, and the evil condition experienced by all the inhabitants of a country because of collective karma are both created by false seeing since the time without beginning. Thus the Jambudvipa's 3,000 continents, the 4 great seas, the Saha world, and samsaric countries in the 10 directions, as well as their inhabitants, are the product of casual seeing, hearing, feeling, and knowing, which arises from the subjective awareness of the brightness of super-mundane, wondrous mind, entailing mixtures and unions of concurring causes which result in their rise and fall. Revealing the independent basic Bodhi to expose the unfettered absoluteness, Bhuta Tathata. He who can avoid the illusory mixture and union and non-mixture and non-union of concurrent causes will be able to destroy all causes of birth and death, thereby perfecting the transcendental nature of enlightenment and realizing the permanent basic Bodhi of pure and clean self-mind. Wiping out all traces of the false to enter the abstruse to reveal the Bhutatathata. Ananda, though you should have understood the profound and bright nature of basic Bodhi, which is neither casual nor conditional, nor the self as such, you are still not clear about this enlightened substance which neither mixture and union nor non-mixture and non-union can create. Ananda, I must now ask you a question. Since you still hold that all false thinking mixes and unites with causes and conditions, you are in doubt and worry about the thoughts of a Bodhi mind arising from such mixture and union. If so, does your essence of perception mix with light or darkness, with clarity or obstruction? If it mixes with light, when the latter appears and you see it, where does it mix with your seeing? Since your seeing is clear, where can you find such mixture? If it is not the seeing, why do you see light? If it is the seeing, how can you see your own seeing? Since your seeing is complete by itself, how can it be mixed with the light? Since light is complete by itself, where can it contain your seeing? Therefore, seeing and light differ, and if they are mixed up, even the word light would cease to exist. In other words, such a mixture would suppress the light. Consequently, your concept of a mixture of seeing with light is wrong, and so is a mixture of seeing with darkness, clarity, and obstruction. Again, Ananda, does the essence of your perception unite with light, darkness, clarity, and obstruction? If it unites with light, then when light vanishes and is replaced by darkness, the seeing should not unite with the latter. But why do you still see darkness? When you see darkness, if your seeing does not unite with it, then when it unites with light, you should not see light as well. If light is not seen, then when there is light, do you know that it is light and not darkness? Likewise, a union of the seeing with darkness, clarity, obstruction is equally false. Ananda asked, World-honored one, I am thinking again about this enlightened substance. Does it neither mix nor unite with casual externals and with the mind's thinking and discerning? The Buddha replied, You now speak of not mixing and not uniting. Do you mean that this essence of seeing does not mix with light, darkness, clarity, and obstruction? If so, then when you see the light, there should be demarcation line between seeing and light. Now look carefully and tell me, where are the fields of light and of your seeing? And where are their boundaries? Ananda, if you do not see where light is, then your seeing will not reach it. If so, you will not even know where the light is. And how can there be a borderline? It is the same with darkness, clarity, and obstruction. Again, do you mean that this essence of seeing does not unite with light, darkness, clarity, and obstruction? If it does not unite with light, then both the seeing and light are in opposition, like your ears and the light, which can never meet. So your seeing would not perceive anything where there is light. Then how can you cause them either to unite or not? It is the same with darkness, clarity, and obstruction. Direct pointing to the one mind. Anand, you are still not clear about the illusory appearances of all passing phenomena, which vanish whenever they arise. These illusions in the shape of forms spring from their underlying nature, which is the substance of wonderful bodhi. So also are the 6 entrances, organs, the 12 ayatana, 6 sense organs and 6 sense data, and the 18 realms of senses, which falsely arise from the mixture and union of causes and conditions, and which falsely vanish when the same causes and conditions are disconnected. They are but creation and destruction, appearing and vanishing within the permanent, wonderful, bright, immutable, all-embracing and profound Bhuta-ta-ta-ta, absolute nature of the Tathagata store, wherein neither coming nor going, neither delusion nor enlightenment, and neither birth nor death can be found.